So another thing I want to bring up, that's this new channel, Quarter HP. It's Henry Quinney, who's left the juggernaut of Pinkbike to create his own bike reviews channel. He thinks he can take it one step further, make the highest quality bike reviews possible. He posted a couple videos that were pretty impressive, really engaging. They've gotten crazy views and great sort of feedback from the fans. I wanted to hear your feedback on that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I watched the video last night when you told me about it, and I thought it was super entertaining. I thought there was a lot of good information in there, and I mean, I think it has some potential for sure.
Yeah, I was trying to understand what he was doing, and I think I got it. I think he wants to create reviews that, independent of what the bike is spec'd with, he can really understand the bike. So he brought on brand partners for that. So every time he reviews a different bike, he'll have the same parts on. So it's like, makes sense.
Yeah, so he's like controlling, because a lot of times with the reviewers, you get like, oh, I don't like the fork or I don't like that. And it's like, that doesn't really, I mean, all that stuff is interchangeable. And I think that is cool that he's keeping a control, like he's using the same wheels and everything. So that's like, I mean, that just lets you focus on the frame. So I thought that was cool too.
I think it's essential. It's a different type of reviewing because there's definitely like an interpretation of what the brands are trying to do with their spec. But at the same time, judging a bike for how it's built, design, geometry, progression is the most important part because, like you said, consumers will end up changing their own parts. I do it every time. I put the same bars and the same stem on, sometimes the same suspension, so you really just feel the bike in the end.
Exactly.
Same wheels.
Yeah, I like to do the same thing too. And like, I mean, that's kind of every racer would use the same parts and everything. So I think, I mean, it's hard to say because it's still, I mean, when I see reviews, I'm always like, it's one guy. Like, it's so easy, you know, and I talk to people all the time in the stores where they're like, oh, this guy said this about this bike and that's why I wouldn't get it. And it's like, you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt at the end of the day because a review is on the reviewer. Not everybody rides like him, but it is cool to see that he did. It looked like he was doing, like he was reviewing, but he also had another guy that seemed like they
He's
kind
like
of
his
gave him
version
like
of
a
the Stig.
no-name.
Yeah.
They gave him like a no-name, no-face thing going on, but he was obviously like pretty fast. I didn't really see too much clips of him riding, but it seemed like he was ripping pretty hard, and then he gave his review too. So you get like a regular guy and a super fast guy, and that's pretty cool that you're like taking more stuff from it, like different riders.
I'm willing to bet. I'm sure there's going to be a betting market on who that is. But I don't think, from what I saw, I don't think it's a reviewer. I think it's a racer local to that, like Squamish, Whistler area.
I'm sure they have no problem finding a ripper.
Right. It might even rotate,
bikes.
Honestly. It could be a different person per bike. Just with like a...
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what they did with Top Gear at times, too. You never know.
Or is it like somebody so... Like, is it like someone so fast to where he's got his own deals so he can't show his face?
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it
like
too.
If they
because
have
they've
like
got a sponsorship deal.
Like they have like Jesse Melamed.
I bet that's why they have the no face thing.
Yeah, it could be like someone that had a deal with another company.
I bet if we watch them ride enough, this anonymous rider, we'll be able to figure out who it is just by their riding style.
Okay, that's what literally I thought about yesterday because when I was watching the video, it looked like they only showed like brief clips of him, and it was only like, you know, like the tires slashing out the berm and stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to see this guy ride. So
I bet with enough clips, we're going to be able to see, is it elbows up? Is it, you know, knees in? Like, I know how people ride.
We're skeptical.
Right.
Very skeptical.
It's not just that, but just recognizing who it is.
Yeah.
That's a part of a bigger trend, I think, though, is people moving away from the Pinkbike style journalism. You know, there's a lot of speculation. Is Pinkbike paid for certain reviews? Whether they're paid or not for production, does that sway how they think of the bike? Does the amount they're paid sway how much, you know, what they think of the bike? And maybe eventually for reviewers, it's too good to pass up that opportunity. But it seems like he's trying to take a fresh take, rely on his components partners, and then do the rest himself.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if that's, you know, the whole reason behind it. Like, I mean, he was in Pinkbike and obviously left, but
probably for some frustrations, you have to speculate.
Probably a lot of these review things are doing that because, like, I know some reviewers who are getting a free bike, and it's like, I mean, if you're getting stuff for free and product floated,
even that's
that
favorable.
Would definitely create some bias.
Right.
I mean, yeah. If you're like, hey, I get to keep this bike after the review, like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a sweet review. I mean,
yeah, you want more like that, so you just keep it up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there's a craving for a different opinion from Pinkbike because for so long it was pretty monotone. Like they were kind of the only people that mattered in that way. And then there was some other reviewers, GMBN, it's cool, but it kind of depended who you subscribed to and who you wanted to watch. But with different independent media, outlets like that, like Recon a little bit, we're not at all trying to like be in that way, but people are saying, hey, there's actually a replacement for this.
Yeah.
And they like that. So
Yeah.
I think him doing his own thing is really valuable.
Yeah, I think it is different too because he's taken his own parts too, and like a lot of these people are just taking like the out of the box bike. So that's another.
Yeah, dude, you hate to see it. There was a review not too long ago, and over half the review they complained about the rear hub. I'm like, dude, that's not the bike review.
Yeah, dude. Like,
this is a good bike.
It's an E13. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, at the same time, I think he sees the opportunity with building his own channel, building his own audience, because not only does now he have the upside of that audience, he can scale potentially his income or his reach much further than a regular salary making videos for someone else.
Yeah.
So I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, I think it's all. I mean, everybody has a platform now, so I think it's a smart move too, and I also think like, he can build something for himself bigger than
it doesn't take a lot.
At Pinkbike, so it is cool.
Yeah, to find brand partners to sustain one person or a small ecosystem of film or all this. It doesn't take that much, but to be a part of a larger organization really caps what you can do.
Yeah, and he can take piece by piece. If he can take brand deals and stuff, but also, the way he's starting it, I'm kind of curious if he can take stuff like that because I know he's trying to create something new. And if you're
very high
quality, if he's taken too much, then I think that gets into like a weird spot, like we've seen with a lot of these large things, like we were talking earlier, how they're taking deals and swinging the way. I would like to see him stay small, give his honest review, and like sustain it that way would be a cool way to do that too.
Yeah, he definitely had a good starting point because coming from an like GMBN or a Pinkbike ecosystem, you have a big launch pad.
Yep.
You already have a big name, you're respected, the entire industry. So it's like, this wasn't something he just started in his garage with no partners and has to like fight out of the weeds. He had mega production value from day one. He's probably going to be monetized in no time if he's not already. He's got like only a few videos so far. So it's definitely a huge advantage where he started. And that's going to allow him to get to a sustainable point much faster.
Yeah.